In this video, I'm going to tell you some of my experiences as an INFP dealing with visual clutter and just messiness, and some insights that can help you as well. What's up, legend? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology, helping you find your true character and level it up so you can play life better. I'm an INFP living in Japan. I came here when I was 18 in search of adventure and understanding of myself, authenticity, and control over my life. And I found a lot of it. And in terms of messiness, just to relate it back to this video, it's so embarrassing, but like when I used to live on my own, man, things were just dirty. I just did not properly put things in the trash. Things that would spoil, like I wouldn't leave out like a pizza, with festering and flies and stuff like that. But like the toilet paper cores, I'll take care of it later. The maybe mold outside on the veranda. I'm busy, I got things to do. I gotta play some League of Legends or whatever. Like I don't really want to do it. Right? And my house would kind of build up this mess, this layer of just nast. And luckily, my ENFJ wife has helped me a lot with that. Do you feel like the little stutter of like, helped me? It's an important thing, learning how to focus on your weaknesses. And that's what I want to talk about in this video as well. It's like, why is this important? Why does it even matter how you relate to anything? But in this case, your workplace or your house having visual clutter. Why does that matter in terms of personal growth and self-development? The more that you know how you work, the more that you can have forgiveness for how other people work and just acceptance for, okay, well, I see it this way, I do it this way. Oh, you're a different personality type. Of course, you're going to be doing it a different way. And that's cool, because we need you to do you in the best way that you can. And that's how I approach most things, and especially in terms of personality type. Let's break it down a little bit. Let's go more into the depth of the Myers-Briggs and cognitive functions, kind of that model, to understand why and how you might interact with this stuff. So first of all, the last letter in your Myers-Briggs type code is a P or a J. P is pointing at the perceiving function, which is sensing or intuiting, the S or the N within your code. J is pointing at the thinking or the feeling, judging function, the one that makes evaluations and decisions based on that stuff that you have perceived. And so if you have a P at the end of your code, I call that type to be a vanguard, as opposed to the J at the end of the code to be a controller. Okay, extroverted perceiving function is a vanguard, extroverted judging function is a controller. Vanguards, as you would imagine, if you know anything about the word, if it rings any bells within you, are the people that are in the front line. They're the more offensive, they're the scouts, they're the ones that are like scoping out the actual interactions. Like, what is the battlefield like here? Right? The controllers are more like the executors. They're giving the orders and saying, this is how things should be. This is the plan. Let's structure the plan first and then go out there and follow the plan, guys. Stick to the plan, guys. Like Leroy Jenkins. The perceivers are like, well, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. So I'm going to go in there the best way that I can, knowing my own skills, knowing my skill set, I'm going to deal with it. Right? The controllers are like, well, let's set up the perimeter. Let's make it, let's reinforce it so that the zombies don't come in and I can have the time to let my mind go where it needs to go, or to physically relax a little bit, right? Let's set up the structures so that we know when something is going to collide with that and we know how to deal with it, because we've got enough time to prepare ourselves. We've got enough energy. Perceivers, vanguards are more likely to just be like, there's a hole over there, but when the zombies come in, we'll know. Oh, we'll know. We can handle it then. And it might be a little bit more exciting too. Just might be. So let's bring that back to how does that relate to visual clutter? Okay. and just messiness. I'm looking around. It's not a pretty situation in this room here. Okay, this looks good because this is a cloth backdrop. It's the only way I can have a little bit of cleanliness. Like, you'll notice a lot of times in videos and stuff, like I'll have some hair just sticking out, or my shirt will be inside out or something like that. I don't have the energy and the desire to focus on that type of stuff. You know, my wife constantly reminds me, like, you got your wallet, you got your mask, you got all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, no, okay, thank you, right? For me, as an NP, as an innovating explorer, you know, as using that as a character within my preferred functions, my preferred characters, I love having different things around. Like when I'm trying to create something in here in this office, I have stuffed animals over there. I have like tarot cards over there, O cards, just things to pull from to springboard ideas off of. So having that visual clutter does not bog me down unless I'm physically bumping into it, which is another thing, I guess, to talk about. But having those things there are ways for me to spur ideas, which is exciting for me, which helps me explore more, which helps me learn more about myself. So I personally like it. If it's at like a work situation, like if I were working in an office or something like that, like I want to have it generally kind of like pleasing to other people, but really it's not necessarily for them. I just don't want them to harass me about it and then me have to talk to them. For example, as an INFJ, you might have the opposite situation where like the visual clutter is something that takes you off the trail that you were on with your ideas, right? And you were going this way, and then you saw something that looked a little bit off, a little bit strange, and then you just forgot the idea that you had. That could have been the insight. That could have been the one that just transformed everything. You never know. But I do want to say that no matter what your type is, you should probably just clean up. You should probably have things a little bit neater, a little bit more organized, whatever it is. Like if you've got plastic wrap on your sofas and nobody sits down on them because they're too afraid of messing anything up, then maybe you should lighten up a little bit. But just having a little bit of structure, like this is why I do journaling. This is why I've recommended it within the I Now Feel Positive program, is it gives you just a little bit of structure, and then you can play within that structure, right? It's definitely been a very beneficial thing to have a judger wife help me organize some things. I've had her, loosen up on some things because I'm just so, I don't care. I don't care that that's the way. It doesn't make any sense to me, right? And she's kind of had to be like, okay, fine, I'll give up on that aspect and we'll focus on this other one. And there is a benefit, especially as an INFP, when I do clean up, when I vacuum, when I organize the house, when I, move things around and pretend like I'm cleaning and just, readjusting a little bit, it does feel good. It gives me some time to process things. It gives me some time to think about things. And then I feel more motivated to do the work that I should do. In terms of games, my ESTJ friend, when we used to play like World of Warcraft together, his inventory was just always so neatly organized. Like, this is where the gems go, this is where the potions go, this is where like quest items go in this side. And I try to do that. It rarely stays like that, and then I get frustrated because everything's just a mix, and I don't really want to have to deal with this stuff and declutter it, so I'm just going to ignore it. I just kind of put it somewhere else within my mind and forget about it completely. And then I can't find this stuff, and then I get overwhelmed, and then I wish that either somebody else would just organize it for me, or that I started better, with a better template to do it. And it's been a long journey for me to see that's the right way of going about it, of organizing it first. So I want to know your experiences with clutter, with visual clutter specifically, how does that interact with you internally, your feelings, your thoughts, and what your personality type is, so that you can give information that's going to help other people. You can give advice to other people about your type, things that have helped you, things that will help them relate to you better. All right? Keep up the lifelong quest and good luck, have fun. Peace.